There is a system behind getting completely debt-free that people who actually escape financial stress use every single day. Most people never see it, and I was one of them. March 1st. I had $4,200 sitting on 2 credit cards. I had tried spreadsheets. I had tried the envelope method. I had tried telling myself I'd do better next month. Nothing stuck. So I made a decision that felt reckless at the time. I handed my entire financial life over to an AI and told it to manage everything for 30 days. My income, my bills, my debt payments, every single dollar. I didn't open a spreadsheet once. And by March 31st, that $4,200 was gone. Paid off, done. Now, before you think this is some miracle story, I need to warn you about 3 massive mistakes I almost made along the way. Because if I had made any one of them, this experiment would have destroyed me financially instead of freeing me. Stay with me. This is going to change how you think about money forever. If you have debt right now, even a few $100s, and you feel that low-grade shame every time you check your bank account, this video is for you specifically. I'm not talking about people who are just bad at math. I'm talking about smart, hard-working people who are exhausted. You make decent money. You try to be responsible. But somehow, the debt just sits there, month after month. You pay the minimum. You feel guilty. You avoid looking at the numbers because looking makes it feel more real. That was me. That is millions of people right now who are one unexpected expense away from a complete financial spiral. The average American carries over $6,000 in credit card debt. But nobody talks about the emotional weight of that number. The stress when your card gets declined. The embarrassment when you can't split a dinner bill without calculating if you have enough. The fear that this is just your life now. This experiment was never just about money. It was about whether I could actually breathe again. And here is what I learned in 30 days that took me years to face. Warning number 1. And this nearly wrecked week 1 for me. I almost let the AI work with wrong numbers. Here is what happened. On March 1st, I told the AI my monthly income and gave it a rough breakdown of my expenses. Rent, car, groceries, utilities. What I didn't do was actually audit what I had spent the previous 90 days. Real numbers, not what I thought I spent, what I actually spent. There is a gap. A terrifying gap. The AI initially built me a budget based on the numbers I gave it, and those numbers were a lie, not intentionally, just the lie we all tell ourselves. I told it I spent about $300 a month on food. My actual bank statements showed $527. I told it my entertainment spending was minimal. My statements showed $180 in subscriptions I had forgotten existed. The reason people fall for this mistake is simple. It feels easier to estimate than to look. Looking means confronting the truth, and the truth is uncomfortable. But here is the thing. The AI cannot save you from a budget built on fantasy. Garbage in, garbage out. I spent 3 days in week 1 going back through 90 days of real transactions and correcting every number. It was painful. It was also the first time in years I had actually seen my financial reality clearly. That audit alone freed up $340 a month I didn't know I was wasting. Warning number 2. This one hit me hardest around day 12. The AI could track every dollar. It could calculate optimal payment allocations. It could remind me of bill due dates. But it could not see why I opened DoorDash at 10 p.m. on a Tuesday after a bad day at work. Emotional spending is invisible to an algorithm. And if you go into this thinking the AI will just fix your habits automatically, you will fail. I spent $94 on takeout in the first 2 weeks alone, and every single order happened within 2 hours of something stressful occurring. A hard conversation, a long workday, anxiety about a bill. The AI flagged the spending, but it couldn't stop the behavior. Why do people fall for this trap? Because we want an external system to handle the internal problem. We want the tool to do the emotional work we've been avoiding. The real breakthrough came when I started pairing the AI budget alerts with a 10-minute rule. Every time I got an alert that I was approaching a category limit, I had to wait 10 minutes before spending. That pause alone killed $200 in impulse purchases over 30 days. The AI gave me the data. I had to provide the discipline. That partnership is the actual system, not the app, not the algorithm, the combination of both. Warning number 3. This one is subtle and most debt advice completely misses it. When the AI analyzed my 2 credit cards, it immediately flagged something I had been doing for over a year that was quietly keeping me trapped. I was splitting my extra debt payments evenly between both cards. Felt fair, felt balanced, was financially catastrophic. One card had a 24% interest rate. The other was 17%. By splitting payments evenly, I was letting the 24% card compound against me every single month while I gave equal attention to a cheaper debt. The AI recommended an avalanche method approach, every extra dollar to the highest interest card first, minimum on the second. I resisted this for almost a week because emotionally it felt wrong to ignore one card. That resistance cost me. Why do people fall for this? Because even distribution feels psychologically safer than aggressive focus. We don't want to ignore anything, but debt does not care about your feelings. It compounds whether you're paying attention or not. When I finally let the AI override my emotional preference and applied the avalanche strategy, my payoff timeline dropped by 6 weeks. 6 weeks of freedom I almost gave away because I wanted things to feel equal instead of effective. Let me pull back and show you exactly why smart people make all 3 of these mistakes. Because it's not stupidity. It is very human psychology working against you. Mistake 1, the false audit, happens because shame makes us avoid our own numbers. If you don't look at the real total, you don't have to feel the full weight of it. The problem is that financial avoidance is like ignoring a leak in your roof. The longer you avoid it, the worse it gets. Mistake 2, emotional spending happens because stress is real and food, shopping, and entertainment provide real temporary relief. The AI cannot address why you're stressed. It can only show you the pattern. You have to decide what to do with that pattern. Mistake 3, the even split, happens because we confuse fairness with strategy. In life, treating things equally often feels moral. In debt payoff, it is financially costly. Debt freedom requires ruthless prioritization, not equal treatment. The system that actually works combines AI precision with human self-awareness. The algorithm handles the math. You handle the mindset. And when those 2 things are aligned, the results are not gradual. They are dramatic. In 30 days, I went from feeling suffocated by debt to watching a $4,200 balance hit zero, not because of magic, because of a system I finally stopped fighting. Here is exactly what I would do if I were starting this experiment today from zero. Step 1. Before you touch any AI tool, go back 90 days in your actual bank and credit card statements. Write down every category, real numbers only, no estimates. This will take about 2 hours and it will be uncomfortable. Do it anyway. Step 2. Use a budgeting tool that actually integrates AI analysis into your spending categories. The tool I used throughout this entire experiment was YNAB, You Need a Budget. Their system pairs every dollar you earn with a specific job before you spend it, and the AI-assisted insights flagged my problem categories within the first week. It's not free, but it paid for itself 10 times over in what I stopped wasting. Step 3. While you're attacking your debt, track your credit score in real time. I used Credit Karma throughout this experiment, and watching my score climb as my balances dropped was one of the most motivating parts of the whole 30 days. It turns a slow process into something you can actually see moving. Credit Karma is free and takes about 2 minutes to set up. Step 4. Apply the avalanche method. Minimum payments on everything except your highest interest rate debt. Every extra dollar goes there. No splitting, no equal treatment, ruthless focus. Step 5. Build your 10-minute rule for emotional spending triggers. When an alert fires, you wait. 10 minutes. That pause is worth hundreds of dollars a month. These 5 steps are the system. And the system is what changes everything. Here is where I close the loop I opened at the start of this video. I told you there is a system behind debt freedom that people who actually escape financial stress use. And most people never see it. The reason most people never see it is not because it's hidden. It's because it requires doing the uncomfortable thing first. Looking at the real numbers. Confronting the emotional triggers. Choosing strategy over comfort. I paid off $4,200 in 30 days, not because AI is magic, but because AI gave me clarity I had been avoiding for years, and for the first time I stopped fighting the system and let it work. If you are carrying debt right now, and you feel that weight every single morning when you wake up, I want you to know something. That feeling is not permanent. There is a real path out. It starts with 90 days of bank statements and a willingness to look at the truth. The tools exist. The system exists. The only thing standing between you and breathing again is the decision to actually start. If this helped you, share it with one person you know who is stressed about money right now. They need to see this. Subscribe for more real strategies that actually work. And drop a comment below telling me how much debt you're working to pay off. I read every single one. Disclaimer: